Rondo is out there with Holiday. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Quincy Pondexter, and it's Davis in at the four-man position. And for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your one and your two. And at the center position, one of the most highly skilled seven-footers in the game today. He can do it all. Pau Gasol. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Aldridge in at the four.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season. But one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
Leonard attacking. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
On defense, San Antonio. Left side, Rondo. He feeds it to Pondexter. He kicks it to Holiday. For the three. Here's Cousins. Gets it to go. Cousins has got 5.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, you know, is pretty good, but still only 5th best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
Out of bounds, Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Rondo with it. Leonard picks him up. Rondo drives in. Holiday. Shot is off. Good D by Parker.
You look at the model for consistency from a star player, and LaMarcus Aldridge is that model. Always up around 21 points and about 8 or 9 rebounds for the past 3 seasons.
Rondo against Parker. Rondo, no good. And for Aldridge, a great score, a factor defensively, certainly. And Steve, a decent rebounder. He's got a pretty well-rounded game.
Yeah, at 6'11", he can play either the power forward or the center spot. And I think he's best suited in the power forward role where his length really allows him to take advantage down on the block.
The big story in New Orleans, guys, is the change of the name. From the Hornets, a name that came with the team when they relocated from Charlotte, to the brand new Pelicans. Now, Pelicans might not be the most intimidating name around the league, but it does have a nice and special connection to the city and state.
Well, Clark, and I really didn't know you knew this much about birds, but the brown pelican is indeed the state bird of Louisiana. Their numbers have rebounded dramatically after being hard hit by the Gulf spill. So a representation of the city's triumph, Steve, over great adversity.
Well, I'm happy it was something that is connected to the city. I'm talking about the name of the Pelicans, because remember, originally this team was known as the Jazz, and that made sense. Utah Jazz made no sense. New Orleans Hornets made no sense. New Orleans Pelicans make sense, guys.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Parker passes to Aldridge.
That's his first personal foul, second team foul.
It's Gay with the drive. Outside, Green. Here's Aldridge. Great D that time from Davis.
Coach Popovich was fined last season for sitting out his top players in a nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and it was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Now, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He said that one player he's really wary of is Anthony Davis, adding he can impact the game in so many ways. Defense, shot blocking, rebounding, and scoring. He's still adding muscle, and we've got to capitalize on that strength advantage at both ends. Kevin, that's the MO for any young player. We'll see how he stands up to it.
All right, Doris, thanks. Can't get it to fall. And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually, kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
That's good.
Man, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Here's Parker. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Pelicans leading by 3. Now Rondo. Gasol with the block. And they'll keep possession. Gets it to go.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Davis with the block. Green against Rondo. And stolen by Gay. Here's Aldridge. Lays it up and banks it in.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Now here's Parker. Following the shot by Drew Holiday. Aldridge drives in. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans.
Dante Cunningham is in his 5th season out of Villanova. And, last season got the most consistent minutes of his career with the Timberwolves. And it was injuries that created the opportunity, and he played well.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
Gasol, defended by Asha. Gasol, no good. And Dante Cunningham, not the biggest body, certainly, at the power forward position. Kind of a small ball forward, wouldn't you say?
I would agree with that. Not a three-point shooter, but a good shooter up to about 18 feet. Very quick feet. He's got good defensive range. And I'll tell you what, that ability to defend in space, to guard pick and roll, has become very valuable in today's NBA.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Another bucket in the paint, that's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Mono Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker.
The Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helped. Look out, man!
Already shaken. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
It's off his leg. And it's being called a kickball.